to stay in San Diego for 3 more weeks.
Oh, really?
Why do you?
Because my orders are screwed 2 ways from Sunday.
Yay! Screwed up orders. That never
Nice.
happens out of serious school.
No, never. Okay.
How are they screwed up? Just departing?
That, and it turned out I had Obliserve for Kodiak, but they didn't want to take care of that or, like, tell anyone until it was time for me to depart.
Wow.
And so we had to get the contract extension for, like, 5 months for 3 years from now. And we had to get that signed by, like, 20 different fucking people. And be sworn in by a warrant officer. And we had to wait till the SPO sent that down to us, and now we sent it back up to them. And now they're sitting on it and like, okay, we can begin to start kind of processing your orders.
You okay?
Of course.
But then we have to make an amendment because all my leave and dates are changing because instead of me leaving the day after graduation, it's now 3 weeks after graduation.
Great.
Awesome.
Well, that's 3 more weeks of playing with us, so, there's that.
It's true.
Before we actually start, some housekeeping things. That's a weird statement for this. First of all, starting next week is the Wizards of the Coast Extra Life push, so we will be having a little ticker going across our stream that I've already set up, but because I'm here and not at home, I can't get it set up for today's stream. Let's see, Gen Con is of course next week, which means that I'm going to be broke as I buy way too many games that I'll never play. And but there will be in the weird gestalt that is tabletop role-playing games, both Cyberpunk and Shadowrun's beginner boxes come out next week. So I will be I will be starting we'll run through, anyone interested, we'll figure out what time, but we'll run through both of them, see which one's better. And also this Halloween, as at the end of the Extra Life push, me and Becca are going to do a 24-hour thing. So anyone that wants to drop in and join us for role-playing games or board games or video games is more than welcome to.
Yes.
And that should be about it, I think. Okay. So, when last we are already streaming?
Yes, we are.
Okay. When last we left you guys, so some of you joined us for a kind of evening session on on last Sunday, but last we left you guys, you cleared out a major infestation of phase spiders and had retreated back to the town. Did you guys go back? I actually cannot remember. Did you guys go back to the dungeon?
We did, and got our butts kicked by some
Thrycreen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Thrycreen.
And then the Knolls showed up.
Yep.
And we're happy that we were doing stuff on our rightfully bought land.
Yeah. They were getting kind of sassy, but Zashi helped by dying.
Yep. You guys did manage to save me, and we were headed back.
Yeah.
I am echoing in someone's mic.
I have headphones this time, so.
Yep. I'm not sure what's
I think you're echoing in your own mic, probably.
Maybe.
Because no one else is echoing. Okay. You probably have audio monitor. It's probably coming from XSplit, actually.
I don't know where to change that.
It's fine. As long as you don't get a feedback loop, we're good.
Okay.
It's just going to be slightly distracting for you. So, you guys are headed back to town. After also your Minotaur and Sandy managed to find a new object of affection in the local blacksmith.
Yes. Love forever.
So you're limping your paladin back. What do you guys want to do?
Where can we go to get her some healing?
Probably. Well, there's two places that you're aware of. Tolvin might be able to help you, and then Sister Ayame will be able to help you.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Good.
I think heading to Sister Ayame might be the best bet. Zashi herself has had some positive communications with her and the orphans, so. That would be my recommendation.
Okay.
Sure.
Sandy's just heading to the blacksmith to commission her for making some windows in the cathedral. We don't need to do it on screen, but just letting you know, I'm spending most of my time doing it.
Okay. Yeah, she's not really the best glass blower, but she does have the equipment to do so. So, they'll be nice, decent sized windows. I don't know how you want to transport them.
Or how much they're gonna cost.
Glass is
Weirdly,
expensive.
glass is not that expensive here.
Really? Okay.
Mm-mm. But okay, so for the windows, are you like ground floor windows, or are you trying to repair the skylight? Just out of curiosity, because like the set
Every window.
windows.
So it takes as long as I can.
Okay,
No
so that's
rush.
going to be the skylight is going to require custom glass work. It's going to be more expensive, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, we can work something out.
Mhm.
I mean,
She does ask you for
a.
I will say she doesn't really have an assistant, so and glasswork requires at least an extra set of hands. So she does ask you to help her out, especially with the blow tubes and various things to help make the glass.
More than willing to learn.
Okay. As for the rest of you guys, as you take Zashi back you come to a large desert maple. A lone female hobgoblin meditates in prayer. The blood-red leaves and her skin a perfect matching hue. A cascade of black hairs spread out over perfectly immaculate white robes. Beside her is a carved wooden sword, straight as an arrow. In her hands, a paper talisman with written in language lost to the. Wow, I must have been really loopy when I wrote that. Lost to the ethers of time. I don't even know what that means. I must have been really, really loopy.
Lovecraft used it.
Yeah. So
The
yeah,
ether
so
of
a
time.
woman is praying to a talisman in front of this gigantic maple. Zashi actually has interacted with Ayame before, but
Does Zashi know with Sister Ayame praying like that if it would be rude to sit down next to her and wait, or if it would be better to hang back while she wraps up?
this is more of a meditation than a prayer. You're perfectly able to interrupt her. It doesn't look like it's a ritualized thing. She's just kind of waiting.
Okay, so I'll go up and kind of plop myself down and say,
You look significantly bloodier than last time I saw you. She doesn't open her eyes, by the way. She just
"Yes, Sister Ayame, we ran into some problems while we're trying to clear out the section of town that we purchased. Did you get
I would
the?
appreciate you not bleeding on the roots of the tree.
Okay, let me shift back. I moved back out from underneath the drip line of the tree.
Okay.
Did you get the meat that I sent?
I did. While it's not exactly in my dietary restrictions, the children did appreciate it.
Oh, that's good. Is there any way I could get a little bit of assistance with these wounds?
Of course, a donation to the temple for rebuilding the area is always appreciated.
Of course. course. Sorry, my throat's dry. What would a appropriate donation be?
Let your conscience decide the appropriate gift.
It's always the worst line.
It is. Well, Zashi will donate 10 gold. That I think is something I can do.
I'm not sure that will appease the gods. Their attention is sometimes a little bit more fickle than that. She still is not looking at you. She just you get the sense that she just heard it, the coins hitting the donation.
Alright, I will do 15 more.
Now their voices sing to me. She stands up and approaches you, puts a hand on your head, and casts Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
Or Cure Wounds.
How much health do I get back?
10.
Thank you.
Actually, sorry. You get 15. I forgot she's a life cleric, so you get 15 back.
25 gold for that.
Yep.
Are we there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just snickering in the corner.
All I can think of is one of us should have been a healer. Because if that's the amount we can charge.
You also know, well, I should mention this. You're also all your wounds close up, and you feel you're not really broken, but you feel like any kind of broken bone or like significant condition would have been healed as well.
Okay.
Healing is probably not the most efficient use of this.
Nope.
Healing conditions might be.
That makes sense. Thank you, Sister Ayame.
Go with the blessings of the divine. Is there anything else this one can help you with?
Well, I hope so. One of the main reasons I wanted to talk to you is these strange insect creatures. I don't know anything about them.
Strange insect creatures.
Yeah, they had.
I have heard rumors of superstitions, really, of giant ants and wasps that dig tunnels under the surface of Suabos, but no evidence of such things. You are going to have to be more specific.
Okay, so I'm going to describe the thrycreen to her.
Ah, the thrycreen. They are a secretive people.
Is it normal for them to attack people on sight?
It depends upon what they're doing. I don't really know much about the thrycreen, but they are singular in their tasking when assigned something. Anyone who interferes is likely to be assaulted.
Do they normally have like nests nearby, or could it just
I
appear?
am not an expert on such things. You will have to talk to somebody with more interaction with the arcane.
Okay. Well, there's the potion guy in the general store, but is there someone else in town that you might recommend I speak with?
Monk might know things. He seems to always have his fingers in everybody's business.
All right. Thank you very much. I will go talk to Monk. Do you need anything else from us before we leave? Anything that you or the children might need?
The tree speaks to me. She wishes to. She wishes some pure water, something far from the pollution of this place.
I don't know if I can help much with that, but I will see if I can find any for you.
Yes, Andy?
No, I was just trying to let everybody finish. Pretty much, I'm going to be right at the end when everyone's done talking, and I'm going to come in and be like, "Oh, hey guys." Then talk to the person they're talking to and say, "Do you need any new windows by chance?"
You kind of look around. So the tree is literally growing out of a temple, like an old ruined elven temple. So there's stained glass shattered everywhere, and she's like, repairing of this old, forgotten place would do well to appease the divine powers.
So, how many windows we're talking? Just trying to get an estimate.
One is actually still intact. 11. So
Okay. So we would say maybe take a year's worth of work, maybe 2, right?
leaded glass is tough. I mean, these are all stained glass windows, so it's not just the window. It would be the. It would take a while. I would say
the bracers, getting the bracers fit too.
yeah, like a year and a half, basically, just on these windows.
Sounds great. I think I'm going to go pull around all the villains we have to figure out if I can get like an estimate. I mean, I'm
Okay.
giving back to the community. It's the least I can do. So I'll follow everybody else.
You're such
Okay.
a... Oh, I'm playing the wrong character for this. Damn it. Mr. Philanthropist over here. Show you.
Okay. Yeah. So, is there anything else anyone wants to do?
I wanted to pick up a new med kit since I used my healing. Sashi.
Okay. Those are easy enough.
Okay.
Standard rate supply. You can go either Tolden or Court.
Okay.
Both of them would have it.
So, question for the group: does anyone have a healer as one of their hands? Because we could go to them instead of the heal for it.
I
Because I
didn't.
didn't. Yeah.
I've got a bard. That's the closest.
Well, the thing with our followers, though, they're not full player characters yet.
Right, but I was
If
saying.
anyone had, if anyone had taken actually a cleric as their, I would probably have given them a healing ability. But your bard does not have a healing ability.
I forget. Oleander, what was she?
Oleander was a. Well, you don't know what she is. Oh, actually, you do. Oleander's a paladin.
Okay. Okay.
Well, will be a paladin if you.
Let's just to make a note because I need to do that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But her ability is also, she doesn't have the lay on hands. She actually weirdly has an aura ability. If she's around you, you get +2 to all your saves.
Okay. We'll work on that eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I wanted was to get a new med kit because I'm really good with it and it was useful.
Yeah. So, Scott, question for you: if we wanted to have one of our followers try to cross class into a priest, what do we need to do in order for them to come back? Because I think it'd be
You
easier.
need to find somebody to train them. So the only priests in the area right now is Ayame. Well, the only priest you know about in the area is Ayame. So you'd have to get Ayame to accept them as an apprentice.
How much gold is that going to cost?
Just 1,000.
We got time.
It's up to you. You'd have to ask Ayame, and Ayame has her own things she's focusing on right now. So you're not entirely sure she has the time to take on an apprentice.
Right, but if we can figure out what she needs help with, we might be able to speed it along for her to possibly take
Right.
it. Since we have a bunch of followers that may or may not be doing things.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say my goodbyes to Sister Ayame and start heading to the Flower and Sickle to see if I can talk to Monk.
Okay, go ahead and roll 2d6 for me, please.
What am I doing?
Okay, Scott, so in order for us to save time, give me what I'm going to roll to figure out how many windows we need.
Okay, total amount of windows that you need replaced are, we'll say, among the town of the people you know, we'll say 27. That's including the 11 from the church. Give me a second. Need to switch to flower and sickle. Elena's no longer there. Brings 2. Actually, so yeah, 4 would be the male, which of course is, as always, Columbine is there again. You keep on rolling 4 on that.
I do.
And then a bounce of brunette braids frames a tanned-skinned human. Her green eyes glow with mirth as she lets herself pirouette in a flowery pink dress with a skirt high enough to incite scandal and a neckline plunging low enough to ensure it. And then obviously Monk is also there.
Okay.
If you want the name for it, or if you ask, that's Azalea.
I do. I forgot how to spell sickle. Azalea.
Okay, James's video is frozen on mine. Oh, no, he's not. Never mind.
Okay.
All right.
He's ducking down.
So I'll go up to Monk. Monk, would you have time to sit down and have some tea and chat with me about some creatures?
Oh, of course. Whatever can I do for you?
Have you ever heard of something called a thrycreen?
Oh, of course. The mantis people.
Mm-hmm.
Strange groups. No sense of humor whatsoever.
Okay. Any idea how best to deal with a group of that seem to be searching for something in the area that
Stay away from them and leave them alone. Or kill them. It's really up to you.
Okay. Well,
So easy.
any idea if they are weak to anything?
I find most things are weak to large, heavy objects.
That's true. All right. So how's business going?
Oh, you know. People come in with their gold and leave with significantly less.
Naturally.
Business is good.
That is good to hear. Oh, it's been such a long day, and it's only like
One of your companions made a strong impression on one of my girls.
Oh really? Which one?
The large horned one managed to impress my dear Oleander quite a bit.
Oh, I am very happy to hear that. I was hoping that they would have a good time the other night.
It was a real good time. I was gonna make that joke and thought, oh, I shouldn't. It's such an obvious joke. Yeah, the horny dude.
Right.
You've been a pretty consistent customer of our dear, just like our dear Columbine. I was hoping maybe you would branch out a little bit more, but
Oh, I am wanting to branch out. I just need some time to handle some things at the area that we're trying to settle in.
of course.
I'm hoping
Still,
maybe later today or tonight I can swing by, but for now I need to go make a few preparations.
of course.
I will see you later.
I bid you Well, and then apparently Sandy shows up.
Do you need any windows by chance? I'm just taking a poll around town just to see anything, And
He's
is there
running
anything else?
around.
He actually looks at us like, not really. Our rooms, most people prefer their privacy, and it's an outdoor like the actual like common room is pretty much outdoors. So like, there's no use for windows here.
Well, I could get
But
some
he just
frosted windows.
that
For
would look nice.
Oh,
Let me think about that. I might be able to put it in order. Are you a glassworker yourself?
technically, I am. I just started. I will be getting to major production once I figure things out. I
I've
have.
always been interested in the art of blowing glass.
I'm sure you would be quite well at. If you excuse me, I have to go
I
meet my
have been
friend.
told that I have a talent for such things.
Hold on, really quick. The fact that where they keep the glass warm while they're working on it is called a glory hole is very relevant to this conversation. That's all I want to add in.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done. All right, continue.
Sorry.
I had to share.
I know.
Everyone's
Okay.
grabbing their face. It's funny. So I just pretty much wanted to get everyone on the same page. I want to figure out if we have like a meeting hall to make sure we're all on the same page. Because there's things that we need to work on. Number one, the glass issue that we're running throughout the town. The spiders, figuring out what we want to do with growing them, as well as the needs for the town to figure out what missions we might need to go on / prioritize, and as well as supplies we need. Like I said before, we figured out that we want to go after certain spiders because people want silk. I remember if there's a list that we can have some place that everyone knows, so we can try to go from the knock them out and figure out what takes priority.
Well, if you're looking for quests and things people are asking for over at the Copper Quarrel, I saw
As you
a
guys have this conversation, I'll be right back.
saw a big billboard that had postings on it for those type of things. For where we're going to be raising the spiders, we're going to have to clear out some more of our area and get it set up, most likely.
Well, we're seeing along those lines of the actual list of different things. Does anyone have high priority on what they want to do? I mean, I offer to take care of the glass windows for the building, as well as possibly work on some of the spiders with some of my hirelings. But I don't know if there's anything else anyone else wanted to go towards, so we can actually try to prioritize it, as well as other things that we might need to worry about putting up on there, or giving a quest to somebody else if that's something we don't want to do, like you said, clean stuff up.
Yeah, so probably one of our priorities should be getting the cathedral actually cleaned up
Functioning.
and set up for our base of operations. Which,
I'm
if
down
you're
for that.
handling the glass skylight, that will help a lot with that.
We
Most
did
of
have the carpenter Pixie working on the floors and stuff, right?
Yep, I think most of our followers are working on that right now. Outside of that, I wanted to continue trying to clear out our sections so we can figure out what different areas we can use for various things. And possibly look through what those Thicreen were looking through, all that paperwork on the ground.
Do you know if Scott has a gridded map like how it is right here in Roll20 to figure out, like we have with our characters specifically, these are the spots that we still need to clean out. These are the buildings that we actually have, so we can say, oh, we want
Yeah,
to
I was
focus
just going
on
to
this.
ask about that. If there was a blueprint or if we need a blueprint.
We can ask Scott once he gets back.
Okay.
Like
If,
this map that we are using for our area, I know is a actual picture he has on his computer that he imported it into Roll20.
Well, I was saying because it would be, like I said, easier for us to figure out, okay, these are the buildings we already have in place. These are where we need to worry about sending people. We know these areas are like unsafe. It would pretty much be a map that we'd come up with our followers as well as everybody else to get everybody on the same page to say these buildings are okay. We want to stay away from these ones, or we want to take care of it, as well as possibly use something to set up defenses if we end up getting attacked. All on the same page, literally.
yeah. Does anyone have any kind of writing or illustrating skills, like as their character, to be a cartographer of sorts? To like map out what we've done so far? Because I certainly can't. I don't know if I know what a pencil or pen is, or quill, as it were. So,
Well, Zashi knows how to read and write, but she doesn't. She's not proficient in cartography, so her map is going to be pretty basic.
it's like a city block. It shouldn't be. It's like put a building and be like safe, unsafe.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be gorgeous, just functional, so that we can start working on what Sandy's talking about.
Yeah, the thing
One
is,
thing.
Scott's not going to like give us the whole map of our area
Yeah.
until we explore it all.
That's what I'm saying, is we'll build it as we go.
Yeah, but I mean, even if we just have we have a spot here and a spot here, and we know there's 2 buildings there, and then we can add on to it. So we can say,
Right.
hey, this is what we know of. Anywhere else, you might not want to.
I can probably work on that and
Okay.
import it into your journal so you can see as I update it.
That'd be cool.
Awesome. Yeah. I love
Another
it.
thing I feel we need to work on once we have the whole area explored, cleared out, is throwing up some form of defenses around the side so things don't just wander back in.
Yeah. Or
Crawl.
under
Yeah.
things digging has been a problem.
Well, so that's what I was thinking about doing with the spiders, depending on what spiders we can get, and actually dig pitfalls and have them underneath the patrol. That way, also, if somebody comes in, they have a place to go through, as well as if somebody does dig underneath, they might run into spiders.
We'll
The 2
float
things,
them and use them as a moat.
yeah. Well, the thing is, 2 things I
Spider
wanted to do
moat.
with spiders. Depending on what spiders, you can actually milk some spiders, which is weird, and then the other one for silk. So I was going to say options for us to when we breed our spiders.
Also, null proofing the place. I don't like it when they just barge in.
Yeah.
We can do that, but we can also
It's
try
either that
to.
or get some sort of agreement going with why am I blanking on her name? The giant knoll.
Savra?
Savra.
Yeah.
So we can do that. We can always do both. The thing is, a friend of my friend, or an enemy of my enemy, is my friend. So we can always find someone else who might be a little bit more powerful. Maybe there's a bargain we can deal with. There can be a trading agreement that we can figure out, or we can actually just have a neutral territory that we neither one of us go through without worrying about it.
And we're good.
I mean, we can even ask them if they want jobs, and we can go and kill people for them. Accidents happen all the time.
Yeah, commerce builds relations. But for now, do we want to go back to the cathedral, work on what we can there, and spread out in terms of deciding what building to go to next? Or
Yeah, let's head back to the cathedral. We can do a short rest, start working on a few things, and look at what we know of our area right now, and pick a direction to explore.
And the only thing I want to do before we head back to the cathedral, I should say me specifically, other than going by Kaylee's office ultimately, was going to be stepping by the general store to double check to see if any of the quests have been updated. You know what I mean? If there's something new or any news before, that way you can figure out new quests for us to do, as well as any information that needs passed.
Okay. So if you go back to the Copper Coral, it's kind of trying to think of what time of day it would be. It's basically getting to your lunchtime, so you're dealing with like that kind of crowd. Arena is actually not around as far as you can tell. You still see the it was actually you asked about it. The request for special silk. There is a list of various materials. Most of them are. It's weird. Most of them are actually gems of some sort. It looks like somebody's requesting. It's pretty easy to tell. Anyone with any kind of magical knowledge would know that this is a list of like magical reagents. So there's a pearl. They're looking for a pearl of at least like this diameter. They're looking for diamonds. They are looking for. Weirdly, it specifically says a goblet, a jewel encrusted goblet. Some other things. Sapphires and holy water. A constant request for holy water.
Well, they can't have my holy water. I'm going to need those later.
Just want to make
And
sure I get
incense.
everything down for later. So more and more we're geared towards, it seems like we need to get a priest or get somebody to train to be a priest, because not only does it help with healing, but holy water as well as clean water. I'm not sure if Sadie knows that or not. So basically I would go through the list, say thanks, make going back to the cathedral and ask everybody saying, hey, you guys keep an eye out for these things. These are what they're looking for. / what they... Did I do that wrong?
No, read what kind of encrusted goblet you wrote on your chat thing. Sorry.
For the viewers, my apologies, but apparently jewel encrusted one, but apparently this one is a religious artifact.
Okay.
It's like a goblet. Never mind.
God, I don't want to make a Holy Grail joke. Anyways.
Searching
I have
for the
so
holy
many Jew jokes.
Anyways, no, okay,
Cut that fast.
yeah, good thing we're not live, right?
Chat?
So, anyways, most of reagents, you do actually see a request, a bounty, for a specific monster. It's the art rendition is not great. It looks like a large lizard with a blade attached to its tail. But it said that it's been spotted in oh man, I just blanked on the name of this place. It's been spotted in the palimpsest, which you would actually know. The palimpsest is a specific area of the city that's infused with necromantic magic that has basically been infested by ghouls.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about ghouls? I'm not sure if I need to.
Zashi probably might know a little bit about ghouls.
Yeah, anyone that's spent any time in this area of the world, which is Zashi and I blank on it, whatever Chester's character's name is, they both know very much a lot about ghouls. Weirdly, weirdly Brutus would too.
I was gonna say if Chester's character would know about it from anything recent, then I would too.
Not recent. You know about it actually from one of the threats to your society.
Okay.
They like dark tunnels, so.
Oh, fair enough. Added sunlight. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But what's weird about the palimpsest ghouls is that they are actually active during the day, and it's actually not that dark there. But the it's generally considered an off-limits area, even for seasoned adventurers, because anyone who dies there gets immediately resurrected as some type of undead. Usually a ghoul. However, wraiths and vampires have been known to spontaneously be created too.
Kind of want Brutus to be a vampire now. Sorry.
No. No.
I'm just saying, if I'm dying, drag me there, because that would be really funny.
Yeah.
Do we want to deal with this? Or do we want to come back to this later when we have everybody?
I would say come back to that later. We've kind of got a lot on our plate already.
Yeah, and we haven't been doing really well with the fighting part of all this.
Speak for yourself. I was there. We killed two things.
Yeah, I've done my job.
So I was gonna ask for the cathedral. Do we want to prioritize on something? Do we want to get a prayer area going / a place for people to sleep so we can bring people? Or do we have something else ideas for the actual?
Last I knew, you guys had actually assigned your unassigned followers to kind of clearing out a lot of the webbing. You got most of the floor cleared. As you do so, your followers actually mentioned that a few of the pews are actually in decent enough shape to be repaired, so you get some furniture back. In terms of usable spider silk, you have about 50 pounds, which is actually in terms of volume, a crap ton. But because it's about the same weight as lightweight silk, so that's a lot of fabric. Unfortunately, as far as I know, none of you guys have access to a loom, so you have no way of actually making anything right now.
We have weaver's tools from Miriam's cart.
That's right. Okay, so if anyone is actually knows how to use a loom, you could probably.
I don't know yet.
In real life.
Yeah, I don't, but one of my followers might. My
Okay.
wizard.
Yeah, well, let's say your wizard knows how to make how to use a loom.
All right.
So if you want to set him up, it takes a while. Are you trying to make rope out of this? Or are you trying to make fabric? What are you trying to make out of
We are
this?
trying to make fabric. You said that this particular spider silk was really kind of soft. So
Yeah.
I think we had discussed that we were going to try to make pajamas out of them.
Yes, pajamas,
And
not lingerie.
lingerie.
Pajamas.
I was gonna say very PG, but the idea was lingerie and nets.
At least
Not
one
like
net.
fish nets, but nets. For the ghost catching bit.
Okay, it's going to take a while because he has to first make the fabric, and then you have to get somebody to work the fabric, and blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Before you can get anything useful out of it.
Well, he's going to try to teach as many people as he can to make it easier, unless for some reason he wants to monopolize it himself. I'll figure that out after.
Okay.
Because it's a lot easier to do something on a loom than it is to possibly move a bunch of different trash.
Okay. So you guys getting that set up. For those of them for the followers that can actually climb or have a climb speed, they're working on clearing the sunlight, but you have a fairly cleared off large space. It's over here. Remember, there is 3 doors in that area. Do you want all 3 available, or?
Back up to the cathedral. Which area have we gotten cleared out?
Here, I'll move.
Could you move us to the cathedral?
Moving people to the cathedral.
Whoa, I am not in the right spot. Where are we going? What happened? Ah, there we go.
I'm moving all these tokens. I don't know what all they are. Just as long as they're not monsters, okay. I'm good.
That's supposed to be. How do we have 2 dwarves?
I don't know.
What's up with this?
Some people have doubled up tokens through various things, and
unfair.
Over. That doesn't.
Oh, there's my cow. Yes, it's me. Look.
Yes.
Okay, I moved all the tokens around, so that's where the cathedral is.
Who is these tokens?
I think that purple one that's moving now is my old one because I can control it.
Yeah, you have an old one,
me.
and you have an old one, Becca, and.
Okay, so
Landers has 3 dwarves.
I'm taking both of those out because we have new tokens.
3 dwarves for 1 half elf, right?
I am getting rid of 2 of your tokens, Lander.
You can't have 3. It's
the band of dwarves.
You haven't learned that jutsu yet.
He had a large meal and started asexually dividing.
There's some good food. Good.
Just don't get water on him.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. So what do you guys? So you have 3 basic entrances here. So.
Well, the entrance that we're using to go back and forth between town we probably want open.
That's this one.
Okay.
And the one...
You haven't actually explored this one at all, and then this one led to the square, which led to the bank that you guys got your butts handed to you by the Thrycrane.
Right.
I mean, that's rude. Accurate, but rude. Do we want to go to this one? I get our butt kicked in a whole new way?
Yes, I think so. I think we should have this one kind of barred for now.
Mm-hmm.
Shove all the ruined pews down that hole to barricade it off.
And we will deal with finding out more that's in the bank later. And
When we have more manpower?
Yeah, or at least give the Thrycreen some time to clear out.
You do remember that the gnolls pretty much just eviscerated the Thrycreen.
Yeah, but we also want to make sure the gnolls aren't there anymore.
Okay.
Give them time to finish what they're doing.
Stuff.
Well, actually, if the gnolls eviscerated them, I would be interested in going back and trying to figure out what the Thrycreen were looking through.
Well, I don't remember what Sabra ended up telling you in terms of whether or not we can go back to that area.
Sabra really didn't say anything, did she?
Oh, Sabra.
Because she
Nope.
wasn't there.
You guys haven't even talked to Sabra since the incident.
I think she was mostly upset about you becoming a saint, so...
Oh yeah, that's right. We levitated her. We can go back and finish checking out the bank then. And if we die, it was meant to be.
I feel like I need to rewatch that episode.
It was after you had gotten knocked out and they were carrying you out on the litter. Whistler levitated you, and we grabbed you and pulled you onto the roof, and I bandaged you. That didn't help, and we went running with you, got to the chapel, and then Summer showed up and was not pleased with you for making the gnolls think that you had some kind of divine influence, I guess.
Okay.
So that was how that you ended up calling her sister, and that something like that. I don't remember the rest, but yes, that was how that one ended.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we'll deal with that later. To the bank.
To the bank.
Okay, before you guys get there, give me a second.
Okay.
Let me move you to something. So you guys, sorry. Lighting. Oops. Not that. Okay. So you guys are heading to the bank. Go ahead and move your tokens that way. You go out that door. And then you'd go through the southern part. You actually, as you enter, who's ever entering that now, the things in there are 3 dead gnoll bodies
Gotta hide
that
these.
you very much recognize.
The gnolls are dead.
I'll go check one out.
Yeah, can we investigate the bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a Arcana check. Or a Medicine check. Either one will work.
Oh,
So before anyone tries to investigate the bodies, can I try to inspect them for traps?
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Faster.
Okay. Nothing's trapped. However, they seem to be emitting some type of, there's some type of weird heat coming from them. And as you get closer, it's not so much that it's warm, but you start feeling this weird churning in your stomach that makes you want to kind of back up.
Yeah, I back up. Not a fan.
The Arcana check, they are emitting radiation.
Oh God, I'm like, don't go near that. We'll go way over here.
And from what you can see, they seem to have blisters. You have no context to this, but it looks like they get cooked from the inside. They look like they've been baked.
Do we still have those lead gauntlet things?
Yep.
Got them right here.
Do we want to use that to pile all the bodies in a corner so we can move around?
It would be better if we use some sort of levitation thing and don't touch it at all.
Be better if we just burned the bodies.
You don't know that.
We gotta check them first.
Well, that's what the gloves are for.
Check them for what? Irradiated gear?
You sell it.
I don't have brain. I have big muscle. You have to tell me what to do.
How much you can go for?
Okay, who's ever moving like that, you hear a lot of movement coming from the bank.
Oopsie. Guys,
All right.
something's over here.
Is this door right here open?
Oh, very much so.
And what do I see looking in there? I guess I should
Um,
actually shift to rejoin as player. Though
mhm.
the camera is only going to be able to see what I see then. Not
That's
what
fine. I didn't realize that you were in DM mode.
I kind of forgot
Cheater.
about it.
Cheater.
No.
Cheater.
Not cheating.
Cheating.
Using your resources.
Kind of hard to show the stream if, I can't see. I don't. There you are. If, people can't see things.
It's all good. Okay. What you see from there is you see a kind of silver skinned kobold with really shiny scale mail on and a really shiny shield, wandering around looking through the bank. And what languages do you speak?
I'm looking that up right now. I speak Abyssal, Common, and Draconic.
Okay, so you actually understand them. They're speaking in Draconic. Master, I'm not entirely sure why everybody is looking for. All I get is paper. And then in a kind of squeaky voice, it's like, well, they're here for something. Find it. Find it. Obviously, the mortars want something. And then further in that you can't actually see, you hear another voice say, I think this is... I don't know how to read any of this, but I think this is just like paperwork and the like old who owned what of these weird boxes.
Alright, so I'm going to signal to everyone else to hang back for a moment. And Zashi is intelligent enough to know what she knows about Miss Seraphis's, like the stories she heard about. So in Draconic, she'll call out to the kobolds. I want to make sure that you know that we're not here to hurt you. Do you guys need any help?
There are pink skins here. Master, what should we do?
So is this still a kobold or?
Nope, that is a... It's actually really hard to look at. It seems to be reflecting pretty much all light, but it is definitely dragon-shaped.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you're Miss Seraphis's child.
I do not know who that is. Who is Miss Seraphis?
She was a really large dragon in this area a while ago.
Was she powerful?
She was very powerful and beautiful.
Then yes, I must be her child.
My name's Zashi. What's yours?
I have no name. How can you name such a creature, a resplendent creature as this one? What possible name can capture this beauty? By the way, resplendent actually is a word for it, because you cannot look at this thing without, like, squinting because of how reflective it is.
Well, in that case, is it alright if I just call you Resplendent?
Sure, your clumsy human tongue can, or common tongue, might capture such a... might be able to use that word for me. I will not take offense.
Is this all being said in Draconic?
I believe so.
Damn,
Except I took resplendent is probably not in Draconic. I thought you said that. You probably said that in common.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't be sassy because I don't know what's going on. Never mind.
Is it alright if we talk for a moment? It sounds like quite a few people are...
We're talking now. I would be cautious, Pinkskin. I have been known to get hungry.
Fair enough. It sounds like a bunch of people are looking for you, and it seems like you're doing quite a...
Of course they're looking for me. They wish to pay homage to my greatness.
Why do you keep killing them in that case?
Because they try to show their appreciation by poking me with sharp objects.
They're testing the strength of my scales. Sorry.
That is not a very polite way to show
No!
appreciation.
They should be basking me in flowers and presenting me all of their shinies. Do you have shinies to present to Resplendent?
Not at this time, but I was thinking that perhaps...
Then go away! What use are you?
Oh, I'm very useful. It happens to be that you are in an area of this town that my party has purchased and we are setting up.
Oh, so you are offering me this land. I accept your gift.
Not exactly offering the land, but offering a alliance.
Alliance?
Mm-hmm.
I do not understand this word. Are you offering to be my slaves?
Offering to partner up to keep each other safe.
And what possible reason could I need you to keep me safe?
Well, there's
From your legions of admirers.
Well, pretty much from your legions of admirers that seem to keep wanting to poke you with sharp objects.
I could use some more vetting.
Did you say
I was just going to type that.
Vetting.
Vetting. Yes.
Yes, you shall be my shield from the pokey sticks.
And,
I accept your offer.
And in return, if
I not eat you.
That works.
Sorry.
So, Sandy, are you saying you're appearing behind the dragon, or are you appearing behind?
I said I feel like appearing.
Okay.
So now I'm going to cause some stuff, and it's not going to be good for everybody.
Well, Resplendent, would you mind if we shift into the common tongue so the rest of my party can...
I will debase myself for 5 minutes, sure.
Everyone, this is Resplendent.
What's up? I don't actually say that. Hello.
Oh, you're a big one. You'll make a great pointy stick shield.
I just look over at Zashi. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm here for.
So, I believe this may be Meseraphis' child. I'm fairly certain she is responsible for the burnt bodies we have found.
Oh, you did that?
Yes, they tried to show their admiration by poking me. I do not like being poked.
Not a very good way to show admiration.
No.
Well...
At which point you actually Zashi would know what they're saying, but the kobolds start talking Draconic, and they're saying, "Master, I don't believe that there are quite a few more of these mammals. I think would be best if we depart for now, and perhaps come back with the entire tribe."
To properly vet your admirers, I will need to know kind of where you and your kobold followers are. We will need to coordinate with a safe avenue of presenting new...
Are we gonna be pulling in, like, cultists?
Possibly.
We're just gonna feed them. Alright. Moral ambiguity. I like it.
You there, Scott?
Yeah, this time.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
What do you guys do? Like, it's just, I make a persuasion check, because Resplendent is not gonna let you know where she hides out. Not without a decent persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm not I'll start poking at doors and things. Brutus isn't good with the diplomacy shit.
Okay. If you must know where we domicile, and at which point one of the kobolds, but Master, I really don't. Shut up. It is. If you just travel out the this door, it indicates the door actually. You'll come to a large courtyard on the back end, and just keep on heading south until you can't head until you hear the sound of many legs crawling about, and just don't go that far. Search around for a cavern in the room next to the creatures with many legs.
Creatures with many legs. Like 8 or more than 8?
Like 8.
Alright, good to know.
Search
Your
for a
Grace.
cavern?
Well,
Yes,
with
we
the
hide it
spiders.
very well. It is hidden beneath a pile of shinies.
Your Grace, is there any colors we should wear to represent you so that we will not be attacked on sight?
She actually indicates, it's like, the more reflective the better, for I like to only look at my beautiful face.
So really shiny plate armor will do.
Yes.
Yes.
Would you be
That
offended if we
shield
wore
is really
mirrors?
shiny.
Yep.
Would I be offended if what?
If we have mirrors so that not only we can bask in your glory, but everyone around us see you by looking
That
around.
would be that would be very, very advantageous. In fact, I am always on the lookout for mirrors.
Mirrors. Are you interested in windows by chance?
Only in so much that I can put them in front of silver to make mirrors.
As you wish, my Grace. So would you like a contract for 1,000?
Sure. A 1,000 mirrors, and I can, so that everyone can bask in my resplendence.
Shit.
Is there anything else that we can look for that also is bringing you happiness? I mean, we are but humble travelers in your presence. But is there anything that we can look for that might make you see us better?
I lack a proper bed. I need coins of various shapes and sizes. It is the only thing that allows me to sleep at night and hide and keep me safe from the bad dreams.
What sort of bad dreams are you having?
The ones of being poor.
The ones of 1,000 years inside a timeless shell, waiting to hatch, but not being able to. And when I finally did, no one there to greet my resplendence.
That is a pretty bad dream. I and Zashi are both torn about this. On the one hand, this is a child, but on the other hand, she knows how bad Maseraphus was.
And the crazy is kind of already a little there. Just a little.
And it shoots radiation. That's another thing.
Well, the nice thing
We
with
should be
mirrors
concerned
is
about.
don't mirrors help with that?
Lead
Like
helps with that.
reflective?
Mirrors don't really do anything.
I'm thinking too literal about light. Okay. So I was thinking if you actually fill the cavern inside with mirrors and it just reflects it back at itself, does that make it stronger or weaker? Alright.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, don't ask me to!
You brought it up. You gotta roll.
Yeah.
I don't have brain, how dare. Yeah, I don't know nothing. It'd be
No, 15 is fine. You know that most dragons are immune to their own element. Oh, that's Zashi.
Yeah,
that's Zashi. I got the 7.
Okay, yeah, you don't know. Zashi, most dragons are immune to their own element, so it would probably make her stronger because it would bounce the light around. So the radiation is a long term of it is like the physical signs, but it still shoots light beams like laser beams. So if you were to make an entire mirrored cavern, it'd be immune to its own attack, but the beam would bounce around so much it would pretty much hit everybody in the room.
So let's not do that.
Yeah. I'm going to tap Sandy on the shoulder and kind of.
However, you do know that the mirrored shields would actually help against her breath away, and that it could bounce it around.
Yeah, so the shield that Zashi picked up.
Mm-hmm. However, you also realize that the kobolds have them and could kind of do a Captain America Iron Man thing. The Viserys Green Weapon.
Well, are we gonna kill a dragon or?
So Zashi will walk up to Brutus and explain a couple of those things. And also explain that Viserys had actually completely ruled the wastes and terrorized, like, all of the people for hundreds of years. And,
that sounds bad.
Yeah. She seemed to be a bit on the crazy side.
What do you guys want to do?
I don't know, I'm for it.
Your Grace, it's been a pleasure with your time. We have to go back to the task that we have ahead. We will see you shortly. Hopefully we get a mirrors.
Oh, of course. Okay. 4.
Whether or not I think it's going to be a terrible idea to actually remain in alliance with this dragon.
Sure.
The benefit of an alliance means we can always find and kill it later.
You have no idea.
All right.
I want to try. Wait, what's my?
Resplendent. There were.
Yes.
Would you mind us assisting you sit through all this paperwork to figure out what the Thrycreen were looking for?
Wait, I just made a wisdom roll for the same question. I got a 21. What magical insight does the Minotaur have?
You have no idea.
Damn it!
The DC for this would have been like a 35. It's nearly impossible to determine the future.
I really just wanted to call attention to my nat 20 wisdom roll because that's the only 20 I'm gonna get, and I just listed it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, Resplendent, would you mind us assisting you and your kobolds in searching through this area to figure out what the gnolls or the Thrycreen were looking for?
Sure. You know what is more important to pigskins than we do. In fact, I'm bored of this place. Company, let's move out. And they start actually heading out.
Bye. What's over here?
Alright, I'm gonna try to look through the paperwork.
Okay, give me an investigation roll.
I'm so bad at
I'll help.
Okay.
These sure are pieces of paper.
Yeah, it's a bunch of pieces of paper.
I guess I'll go over there and start helping them.
Who speaks Elven?
I do.
Okay.
Landry.
This sure is Elven.
Storm, do you speak Elven?
No.
So you get some papers that look like they've been looked at by the weird clawed like hands of the Thrycreen, but you have no idea what they say because they're all in Elven.
I'll be like, can anybody read this? And I'll start moving the papers around.
Okay. Pretty much they're just It Lander and so it's Lander and Brutus that speak Elven, right?
Yeah, it's Brutus.
It's mainly receipts. Like bills of sale. It looks like a bunch of art. You're not entirely sure. Statues mainly.
I was gonna ask, yeah. Okay. Is there information on there for to and from? Or is it more like a transfer of?
Yeah, it's like it's some Elven names. You really have no context with.
Okay.
There is an address. Searching through one of them, it looks like it's deeper into the city. It looks like it goes into a kind of. You guys have no real way of determining where the address is because you haven't been here long enough. But you think if you had somebody that was had some deep knowledge of Old Malys, they could probably point you in the right direction. The names of the statues are mainly of it's like Knoll warrior in battle. There's Thrycreen queen on throne. Like it's all intelligent species in various like the names are descriptives of the statues, and they all seem to be like an intelligent species in some type of active role.
I have a question. It's out of character though, so I'm gonna whisper it to you.
By the way, the selling person's name is Arissa.
So Sandy's going to offer to ask Kaylee if she knows where all these places are, because she's been around for a little bit, and she can also speak Elven. Maybe she can figure something out about that. So I'm offering to take them to her, for reference.
Kaylee would. So we'll get into that, but Kaylee is not an expert on the inner workings of the city. We'll say it that way. However, I know that that's not the real reason that Sandy's going over there. So.
Are you
It's after the
implying
windows,
that
isn't
it's
it?
ulterior motive?
Any note? No. That is not one. Actually, no. You're right. That would be one of the. There's actually a Knoll Druid listed, and it just says Knoll Druid, and then it also lists a Dwarven warrior as well.
Okay. With the seller's name being Arissa, how much does Zashi know about Arissa and Siddharth?
Give me a history check. Only Zashi can make this check. She's the only one that would possibly know anything about it.
We know stuff too.
Oh, nope.
You have no idea.
Apparently
I just
not.
know that the name is the name of Siddharth's mate. That's it.
Yeah. And pretty much everybody knows the name Arissa now in the world. It was a giant Medusa that actually was the one who defeated Miss Eriphis in the end.
We should probably keep these and maybe find out where the address is. It might be worthwhile.
So what are these?
What are what?
Doorways, lockboxes, thingies.
That's to the safety deposit boxes.
Okay. Those are the ones that we had to open correctly or they explode, right?
Yeah.
Alright, not going over there.
All right.
What's up here?
Okay.
Well, shall we continue on this way?
Sure.
We're gonna need to check the floors first. Make sure they're stable.
I thought that the floors were stable.
The floors are stable. You've actually already been that way.
Oh yeah, this was when you got knocked out in this hallway. We all ran this way, and you didn't, I think, catch up in time. And
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Alright.
Brutus knows what he's doing. Let him show us the right way.
Okay.
oh, another door.
You should be able to see past that door.
I
There's
can.
no
I was just stopping to make sure everybody was
Okay.
coming with
Lander,
me.
are you joining us?
Yeah. Which way do we go?
Over yonder ways.
Oh, lovely.
Does someone want to check this door for traps or magic?
You
or
already went
whatever?
through that door as well. It
Okay.
was
This one?
trapped.
Oh, right. That's what knocked him out or
Yeah.
paralyzed him.
Yeah,
Okay.
paralyzed him.
So I'm gonna just step into
That's
this
how you
door.
got out of there. Your whistler then levitated you guys all out of there.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Okay.
Okay.
So you're back to your original area.
All right. So this is this the large courtyard that Resplendent was talking about?
Yeah, that's the courtyard that. You actually see the doors here have been recently opened and closed.
So what's over here?
Yeah.
We know they're that.
Yeah, we know Resplendent's people are down this way, so let's go north.
I'm
You
gonna
are headed
be.
north.
Yep. Is there
Yeah.
anything else in this courtyard?
Not really. It's just a courtyard.
Yeah. What with the door checking and spells and traps and such.
I'm sorry you broke up there, Shayna. What?
Does anyone mind checking for the spells and traps and he's been zapped a bit.
Well, I can if you want to ask me for it.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Oh, okay.
Brutus would ask if someone would mind checking the door before he opens it.
Yeah, we'll step back out of the way.
Okay, give me an investigation check. Okay, it is not it is not trapped. It is, however, locked. However, I'll just say with that investigation check, you're able to like find the kink in the lock. I'll have you do another roll to unlock it, and it unlocks. You actually find yourself. It's a corridor leading down. It looks almost like some type of um, catacombs. In fact. In fact, along the walls you can see various sconces. It looks like at some point they had something in them, but the time and flooding has left it basically destroyed.
Okay.
We also, I would say you quickly realize, and I will actually tell Brutus and Lander this. You expect to have some type of spider or subterranean creatures when you're going into holes, being a dwarf and a minotaur. You guys are pretty aware of how caves are supposed to be. So never mind, Lander. You don't know this. Just Brutus would know this. There's nothing. There's nothing living here. There is no spiders, no plants, nothing. It is completely dead.
I will make that comment to Zashi.
All right.
If anyone else overhears it, sure, but specifically be like, that's strange. There should be something living here.
All right. So
you also realize that the lock was on the outside of the door that you guys came in. It looked like it was not so much to lock people from coming in. It was to lock people from. It was to keep things from coming out.
Yeah, I turned around and I'm leaving.
All right, I'm gonna
We'll
go
investigate
ahead
that later.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my divine sense to detect good
Howard.
Can you read me specifically what Divine Sense says?
Yes, I can. As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hallowed spell or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead, within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. You don't sense any undead. This entire area is affected as though it were a hallowed spell, though. This is hallowed ground.
Okay. I'll let everyone know that this is hallowed ground. But I don't sense any undead.
Do we have to worry about falling through?
Yeah, so I think hollowed or hallowed?
That, like a church.
The holy, like the okay,
like a
hallowed.
holy
Yeah,
area.
hallowed. Okay, making sure. I'm not the only one who misheard that then. Okay, good.
I'm sorry. I'm having
No.
some problems with my
Yeah, I said hollowed. Yes,
Yeah.
hallowed ground.
What it is since you've been sick, it's the nasally, so that's why I'm checking. Like, is it
Yeah.
my hearing is garbage? Okay.
No.
It's not hollow ground. It's hallowed ground.
Hallowed
I mean, if it's
ground.
catacombs, could be both.
Mm-hmm.
The hallowed ground.
All right.
I mean, other than our dwarven coward, does anyone else want to
He's a half elf.
run?
We just
I
need
know,
a
but
different
now it's a
picture for
thing.
him.
No. Now it's a thing. He's a dwarf. So, do we want to keep going?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going. I'm making my way slowly.
What, do we want to make sure we get a vote from everybody before we decide? There's only 2 people who decide. That way we're not running
If we do it fast.
Whatever you're doing, Shayna, stop because I have
I'm
to
not
do.
sure what's
I
going
need
on.
you to make
I can't
a.
actually hear Scott.
I need you to make a wisdom save.
Like he's
Can
not on
anyone
my
hear me?
chat.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we
can hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay.
Chris can't hear
Make
you.
No.
So Chris basically was letting us know that when she did the check, she found that it was hallowed ground. There was things that weren't there, said absence of creatures, whatnot. And we went into a joke about it being hollow ground because we heard hollow
Okay.
ground instead of hollow ground.
So, Shayna, as soon as you stepped here, you
Okay.
suddenly had this weird feeling of like fear is rare for you, but it like gripped you a little bit. Like you wanted to turn back, but you're able to shrug off the kind of that feeling of, and you hear something in your head of turn back. There is nothing for you here. Turn back. But you ignore it.
Yeah,
Or
I
you-
ignore it. But since fear is so rare for me, I will pause and I will say something to Zashi like, "It feels weird down here.
Weird.
Let me know if you feel anything."
Okay.
What's a milder word for scary? It's a little concerning.
Spooky.
It's a little spoopy.
Okay, I'll come
It's a little bit.
down.
Zashi, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
And if you run screaming.
And nobody's going to warn the rest of us this is happening. Also,
Well, Bruce is trying to explain, but
Mm-hmm.
+2. Okay. I'm not immune to fear yet.
Nope. Again, same voice. Wow, you guys are killing it on the wisdom saves.
Woot.
Turn back. Turn back. There's nothing for the living here.
Who are you?
Turn back. Turn back. There's nothing. It seems like it's not. It's a voicemail message on repeat.
Alright. So, hey guys, I'm hearing a voice saying that there's nothing for the living here.
so we should turn around.
But I want to know what's causing the voicemail.
Magic?
Uh-oh,
Mystery
magic.
solved.
I don't like that. That's been a problem so far. Not a fan of magic.
Okay, so you guys turn back. You guys continuing on. What are you doing?
I don't want to turn back, but everyone else is being a baby.
I don't.
Nobody else is turning around. We're following you. So follow
I know, only the dwarf has. That's the point.
Half elf.
Nope, dwarf forever.
Okay. So, are you guys continuing in the Hoa? Yep. Okay. Apparently,
I'm
Zashi is.
Continuing on. I'm really curious about this.
I was just
Okay.
warning them, the weird feeling happened right here.
And
Just
I'm
to
also
let you
gonna
guys
say, since this is hallowed ground, if some of our members fall, this is going to be a good place to entomb them.
Probably.
Okay.
I want to be a vampire.
Okay.
Whoever just crossed the threshold, please make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh,
I have faith in you.
Probably not.
We're all getting
A bad
20s so
idea.
far. You
14
can't
is
say that
enough.
'cause you're not
14 is
here.
barely enough, but you make it. You hear the same turn back, but you're good to go. You were able to ignore it.
So, Lander, this is the spot we have to worry about. They say they
Yes.
hear things when they get to there.
Ugh.
So, I'm going to go here.
Okay.
Wisdom saving?
Everyone, stop for a second. I need to do something, and then.
Suspense.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. So Zashi, that you're in front, right?
I am at the moment.
Okay. Okay, Terry, you're gonna have to make a wisdom saving throw, and Zashi, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you hear a click under your feet.
Really good thing you went first. I guarantee
Sandy, you don't want to get anywhere closer. You hear this voice, and you are immediately like you physically can't walk further down this tunnel. Fear grips your heart.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna need to catch my breath. I'll be right here if you guys need me. Just let me know.
All right, take your time.
Zashi, gouts of flame burst out from either side of the wall from you.
Oh, fuck. Really could have used that detect trap thing.
Take 16 points of fire damage as you get blasted with flamethrowers.
Ow! Who in their right mind puts flamethrowers in their tombs?
It's the tomb/crematorium comp.
Oh, clever,
2 for 1.
clever, yeah. 2 for 1. There's little vents on the floor. Never mind. Okay. How badly burnt are you?
Pretty crispy.
Can I just grab you and pull you back?
I'm still up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not unconscious, but there is definitely the smell of burnt.
Burning hair smells atrocious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can I see what triggered that?
Yeah, there was a stone tile that you just stepped on.
All right. So I'm gonna pull out. Let's see. I think I have a pole or something like that.
You also hear a click, 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 click as the trap's starting to reset.
Ah, shit. I will let everyone know that. And does anyone? And I'll definitely make sure I'm off that plate. I'm going to ask anyone. Do you have anything like rocks or a stick or something?
Let me look. I don't think so, but
Because I have like.
You're pick one? Are you trying to set off traps?
Yeah. I don't have. It doesn't really look like I have anything in my equipment that would be useful for that, though.
I have my warhammer that I can use to like poke at stuff from a distance or push down on things.
Well,
But that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like if we had a long pole or something like that, we could kind of tap it on the ground ahead of us to set the traps off.
Yeah, the longest thing I have is the warhammer, which I think is only 6 feet, 7 feet.
It's a warhammer. It's not a maul, so it's actually only 4 feet long.
Oh, I think I scaled it in my brain to match my height. My bad.
Yeah, so there's a maul, which would be like 6 feet long, but...
Okay. I may have grabbed the wrong thing then. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Too late.
Use a rope with the... Throw it and then drag it back, setting off anything on the way back.
Smarty!
Yeah.
Start tying that, rig it up.
Okay, you want to start with that now?
Sure.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Yay. Something I have. Watch, now I'm gonna roll like hot garbage. Yup, there it is.
Yep. So, it goes a few feet. You drag it back. You set off the fire gout, but you don't see anything else.
All Alright, let's pass the fire gout and do it again.
All right. Where was the fire? Exactly where you are?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go right there then and do the same thing.
Athletics check.
I'm
It
getting the
hits
hang of it.
you fling it, it hits the back wall, you drag it across. Doesn't seem like it's going to like it does anything.
Alright,
Like nothing sets off.
let's continue forward a bit.
Okay.
Oops, that's not what I meant. And I'll do it again.
Okay. This time you fling it. It hits the back wall, and it doesn't so it doesn't set anything off as you drag it around. However, you start seeing like dust and crumbles of rocks start dropping as soon as you hit that back wall. This is probably not the best area to be hitting walls with.
It's like, stop throwing your thing so hard.
I'm sorry. Do you want to do it?
So I just want to say this before you guys get out of earshot. Any traps you guys pass, can you please mark them for the rest of us once I catch my breath?
That's a
All
really
three of them
good
leave in
point.
haste.
Who has a way to do that?
Speaking of which, Terry, can you go ahead and give me another wisdom saving throw, and I'll be right back.
Anyone have like chalk or charcoal or
I've
something?
been marking it.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Oh,
I was
with
going
the
to say
brains
that,
in the
but-
group.
There, I have
Uh-oh.
marked it.
Oh. Oh, I love that. Okay. So does someone with a brain want to tell Brutus how to do this other than just chucking it as hard as he can at a wall and dragging it back? So just so that I don't cause a collapse.
Try doing it underhand. Yeah,
Just toss. Gently.
That's something he can do. Yeah. Just a little, like you throw a baby. Just
yeah, like you check the baby.
Throw a
Might I
baby.
suggest shuffleboard?
just like scoot it along the ground. But
That's
if I can't get the toss, it's really fun playing a really stupid character. I can't believe I haven't done this before. This is actually really fun.
Yeah, they can be pretty fun.
Only because then other people can pick up the slack.
There's hammer divots in the walls as we travel.
You can tell where I've been because there's just an imprint everywhere.
We were already going to have to renovate. It'll just be a light touch-up now.
Yeah, a little bit of spackle. You're good. Put a poster over it, no one will know.
Random mirrors.
They're splendid, we'll like that.
On one hand, I'm really glad we didn't kill the baby dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other, I fear it's going to come back to bite us in the butt.
I mean, we can't just kill it later. And this is a really awful thing for me to say just as a person. But if we befriend it, we can just kill it later. You know?
Well, the thing is,
I mean, then
we
it'll
also have an
trust
ally. The whole time we have an ally to work with us that we know we might not be attacked from the south. We know at least that it's protected because we have
Yeah.
someone. Who would-
Okay,
And when
so Terry, with that wisdom save, you because you failed by more than 5, you are now compelled to run away.
Oh, hey guys, I forgot to do something. See you in town.
As soon as you exit, you get your composure back. But yeah, you are. Let me move you to where you were to actually exit. As soon as you get there, you're like, what am I doing?
Well, it's an excuse for me to go back to town anyway.
Okay. Okay, so as you guys actually entered this hallway, you realize there's actually light. You don't know where it's emanating from, but there's actually light, and there's murals on this side instead of like sarcophagi.
Okay. What does the murals look like?
They're various renditions of the dual god Nyarlathotep and Ptoleraon, the gods of light and darkness, or god of light and darkness. And it seems to be renditions of gifts to the Elven Kingdom one of which was, it looks like it pulled out its own eye socket and it gave it, or own eye, and gave it to an elven king.
That's weird.
It's pretty metal.
Anyways, that's the hallway you're looking at right now.
Okay.
I guess
We-
since my coward buddy flew the coop, I'll follow after the rest.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're compelled to run away as well.
You tried.
Screw this. Bad news. I knew it.
We did determine, by the way, that Buddhist is going to start tossing underhands so that he's not bringing down walls.
Okay. You didn't see any traps in this room, or in this hallway.
Admiring the very metal murals down here, and toss again.
Give me an athletics check.
I'm not used to this gentle thing. It's weird.
It's fine.
Okay.
This hallway is fine.
Okay. And rinse and repeat.
Okay. Fine.
Getting slowly worse. Uno que más. Oh!
Oh, with that nat one, you go to throw and you toss it, and something's wrong with the rope, and the rope snaps in midair. Or actually, it doesn't snap in midair; it lands. But as you try to yank it, the rope actually snaps. As your hammer gets stuck.
I'm sorry, your rope was weak.
Well, we'll have
So
to-
now your war hammer is over here.
Yeah, should I just go get that? Or.
Yeah, probably. We'll tie the rope again and try some more.
Alright. I'll walk up to it.
The hallway's fine.
Yay! Alright. I'll have someone else tie it. Who's maybe better at that than me.
Okay, you gonna try to throw it again?
Yup.
You toss it
much better
over.
rope.
As you toss it over, you drag your hammer across the floor, and the floor collapses under the weight of the hammer, as it leads to this entire hallway is a 15-foot across tiger trap.
Wow.
Tigers? Like.
No, like
Tiger
it's a
trap.
pit with bamboo spears sticking out of it.
I'm sorry. I was really confused as to the maintenance of these tigers. Like, who's feeding
They're
them?
down
Where's
there.
the light there coming from? What about water? Alright. So.
You do actually see on these spears are weird scrambling. Like, now your undead sense actually pings, as you can now see them. There's like weird, like, skeletal corpses skewered by these spears. You're still in hollow ground, though, as far as you can tell. Hallowed ground.
Are the skeletons moving?
No, it is both.
Are the skeletons moving?
Yeah, it looks like they're grasping.
Well, I don't want to fall down there. Anybody got any ideas?
We basically need to kind of make it like a little bridge, right?
If you would trust that we could make a bridge to hold all this weight.
Yeah.
Not like. I could throw people across.
Yeah, you could throw us across.
Worst comes to worst.
I feel like this is going to be a bad idea.
Both of you shaking your head, it has worked literally every time so far. This would be the one time it doesn't, but.
Zashi's gonna use 5 points of her lay on hands before we try anything
call.
like that.
Well, we
Okay.
don't have to. I'm literally just saying.
You're gonna what? Sorry, Chris.
Point of inspiration.
Okay.
I'm gonna feel so bad if you die. Does anyone have like a better plan? It's just like,
Head back to town.
you're not here. You can't advise, unfortunately. I wish that would be good if you could fix us.
Yeah.
Determined though.
Okay. Equipment.
I don't have anything to make like a bridge or
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm not smart enough to make a rope bridge.
I will say this, since there are undead wiggling there, I'm gonna take one of the Molotov cocktails and slam it down into the pit to catch the.
Okay, so now it's a flaming pit
And
of
flaming.
zombies and spikes.
Yeah, I
I
want
mean,
to
it's
burn the
old dry
zombies and get
bamboo
rid of the
spikes.
zombies.
Given enough time, they'll burn down.
Well, yeah, no, they're dry is all start igniting. The zombies are now on fire.
Yep, we're gonna let the bamboo spikes and the zombies burn.
Yeah, we'll just back a bit. Does anyone want to?
Okay, I need everybody in that area to make a Constitution saving throw as the
Anyone got any
smoke
marshmallows?
starts filling up the chamber.
It's okay.
It's not a lot of smoke, but it's smoke. Storm, you are now exhausted. Zashi, you are now exhausted as your lungs are starting to burn. Brutus, this is fine.
Sorry.
It takes about 15 minutes, but the fire eventually dies down. There are charred zombie corpses that are now not moving nearly as much. The bamboo skewers are gone. You could probably make it your way across this pit.
Yeah, let's do this.
I'll advise you guys to drink some water before we move on.
Yeah, I'll take some.
I probably won't fix anything, but it may help.
Hydration is important.
It is. All right,
I
so
do or die.
just kind of going across them.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Once everyone makes it safely,
Yep.
I'll continue with the tossing.
Okay. Give me a flex check.
Right. Just
Fine.
reverse the numbers. All right. This is just gonna. Oh, that's not where I'm going. Okay, there we go. And again.
Okay, so so you throw it, you manage to get, you pull the hammer, and I will say that like you feel a weird tug, and you realize it did set off a trap, but it's currently the trap won't activate until the weight is removed from the panel.
Immediately freeze and tell them that. So I've got something, but I feel like if I move it, it'll trigger the trap. Do you see what the trap is? It's over there.
Well,
When I will say, what's all you guys' passive perceptions?
Not great. 11.
10.
Storm? I didn't get chat.
I think you're muted.
Can't hear you, Chris.
Okay, I need perception checks from all three of you.
Uh-oh.
Brutus, actually, the star of this entire trap thing, you notice that when you set that off, the wall here seemed to, like, dust fell a little bit. It looks like it's prepped to move.
So guys, that wall. I'm pretty sure if I continue pulling this, that will either collapse or slam into the other one.
Alright, well, let's weigh this trap down so that you can take your hammer away. We just need to put enough weight on it that it won't trigger, right?
Yeah, is there enough rubble from the tiger pit trap thing?
Yeah, plenty.
Okay.
Okay, so you disable that trap.
Okay. And keep moving.
Okay. That is not enough to get down the entire hallway. You get to about there.
Okay, I'll tell them, you guys stay here. I'll go again from over here.
I do want to kind of like you said it was this kind of area here that would move.
It was here. Let me.
It would be just south of you. It would be the southern wall.
Okay, I was trying to figure out how to draw that, but I forgot.
Okay.
Yes, right behind you.
I'm gonna take a quick look, see if I could figure out a way to like remove the panel.
No, you would have to be ungodly strong. It is a solid brick wall. However, you notice on the floor, it looks like there's grooves in the floor that go the entire length of the hallway.
Kind of like towards where Brutus is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I would say you guys step back, and I'll be prepared if I trigger something else to book it to the other end of the hall. Bye, Terry.
Bye.
Bye.
bye. Thanks, Terry.
Bye.
Which I have a hard out in 5 minutes, so I will be.
Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna be doing this. Does that sound like a good plan then?
Yeah, it does. We can mess around with this particular trap at a later time.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to mark it here.
Okay.
So that we know that that's where it is.
Okay.
Ready.
Easy enough. Yeah, it's the hallway is not completely clear of traps as far as you can tell.
Okay. Moving on. How am I not the rogue? I have any skills, and yet
I'm gonna go ahead and move you guys up there because it's a perfectly safe hallway. So that way we can try to get past this part. I'm gonna say with your athletics, that hallway is fine.
Okay.
That hallway is fine.
Okay. This little one.
That one's fine. However, as you come up here, you notice there over here is a large boulder on a ramp, and this entire area it goes down.
Hey guys.
And it actually has like curves along the setup.
I would say let's intentionally trigger that and step back and just let it do its thing. Get it out of the way.
Okay.
You don't see the trigger anywhere for it right now.
What's propping the boulder? What's keeping it in place on that ramp?
It looks like I don't know. Give me an intelligence check.
Uh-oh.
You have no idea.
Big rock.
Okay.
I will allow Arcana checks from the other two.
All right.
Because you don't have any magical skill. Some type of wall of force is keeping it up, Tashi.
You mean Chris? Or Storm?
Yeah, sorry, Chris. Storm. Yeah, some type of wall of force is keeping it up.
So how could we trigger that other than go push whatever button it is?
Dispel magic.
Which none of us have.
Well,
even dispel magic wouldn't work. Do you want to continue on the hallway the other way?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. I'm just gonna. There's no more traps until you get to here.
Okay. I was gonna say,
I'm gonna move you there just so that we
expedite
can
us.
expedite you. There is a pedestal with a very large diamond on it.
No
In
touching.
Elven is written the Eye of Nyarlathotep. If your appraisal skills let you know that this diamond is probably worth about 10,000 gold. It's one of the 3 eyes of Nyarlathotep.
Who
Lucky
has
us.
the best decks and wants to Indiana Jones this thing and swap? Anybody? I'm pretty sure that was probably the trigger.
Well, could Storm check for traps, magic traps real quick?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of you guys give me intelligence investigation checks. Yeah, there is a glyph of warding on here that's tied to that force shield. If this diamond gets touched by any, like, if it gets moved at all, it's gonna disable that force shield, and that boulder is gonna come smashing down
towards us this way.
Yeah.
Do we want to leave it and come back for it when we have people that might be able to help?
I think so.
With the magic?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to die. I mean, it's a really pretty diamond and it's very cool. But, is there anything else in this area?
Nope.
I don't want to have wasted all that time.
You didn't. You now know that there is a true resurrection diamond down here.
That's true, and we know where all the traps are, and we have them set up. Ooh, I know what I would do, though. And we can pretend one of the smarter people came up with it, and not Brutus. As we leave, take, like, the rocks that are holding the traps in place off, and basically rearm them. Just so that, because we know how to get through here. We don't want anyone else getting through here and getting that.
Right.
So
Okay.
rearm the traps on our way out. I mean, we can't do anything about the zombie pit, but everything else.
Okay.
And we will come up with a plan to actually get the diamond and set off
Yeah.
the trap safely.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Scott is not going to let us just hand wave that, but
Probably.
Oh no! That's a. So I have to go here soon. We're gonna stop it there. That is even if you had dispel, it's not gonna work. The only way to stop a force wall is with the disintegrate spell.
yeah.
And
got that?
I will tell you that stone will light on fire when it rolls off, and it does meteor storm damage.
Okay.
So we're going to have to come up with a plan.
Dun, dun.
Did we get the XP for the whole trap crawl and
Yes.
social interaction?
Yay.
Yes, you did. You all gained 250 experience for anyone that participated in that session. But I have to go. I'll see you guys later.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. I'll text Terry and let him know.
Okay. Man. All that trap checking.
Hey, it was totally worth it.
That was hilarious. Oh my god. How am I still the one checking for traps and I'm not the rogue anymore? What happens?
I don't know. You just did it. We came up with a plan and it worked with your skill set.
It's just my brain. It's like, oh, there's a trap. I gotta make sure. You're still muted. Chris, can I heal you?
Oh, I need to stop the stream.
Okay. Yeah,